Hey there, this is Mitch Joel for Man on the Go. I thought I'd do a little quick clip on traveling overseas and flying overseas. It doesn't matter if you're heading east to west or west to east. There's a whole bunch of things you should know before getting on that long flight overseas. One is, of course, to pack super light. Do not check baggage. How many times do we have to say that? Do not check baggage. I will do an upcoming video on how to pack super light. I've done 3-4 days to Europe with just a simple overnight bag. You just carry on, carry on, carry on. The other big trick for carry-on though is some of the planes in Europe specifically are a little bit smaller and they have more restrictions. So my general comment is if you're using a 22-inch carry-on to try and switch down to a 20-inch, and again you want to pay a lot of attention to how much those bags weigh empty. A lot of the cheaper bags are cheap and they weigh a ton. They're significantly heavier. In fact, I actually have a Toomey bag that's not cheap at all that I never travel with because empty, the thing is like 12 or 13 pounds. You don't want that. You want super, super light. The Eagle Creek Tarmac 20 and 22 that Brogan and I talk about a lot, those are usually in the 5.5 to 7.5 weight pound range, so that's where you want to go. I'm going to be looking into a brand new bag I recently heard about called the Red Ox Skytrain. Apparently it's very, very squishy and mushy and you can do all sorts of stuff with it, and it's super light and it can take a ton of clothes, so I'm going to be looking into that. Again, so airlines and hotels, loyalty counts. Make sure that you are accumulating points, specifically if you're going overseas. It's a lot of points. You can usually upgrade, get extra miles, etc., etc. You want to use your loyalty card also because if you have any semblance of status, it will enable you to pre-board, and that is a huge thing. You want to be able to get on those planes nice and early and get settled. A lot of people think it's a long flight, be the last one on. You don't want that. You will not have room for your luggage. You will have stuff underneath your seat, and if you have stuff underneath your seat, you won't be able to stretch your legs. Don't do that pre-board. Get on as early as you can. It is critical that you do that. Trust me, please pay attention to boarding early. It is really, really huge and hugely important. Did I say huge? Hugely important. Okay, big controversy here, business class. If you can fly business class, a lot of the carriers have those lay flat beds. It makes the experience that much better. I know it's 6 times more expensive than flying economy, but business class does have other things. When you arrive in the morning or in the early afternoon, you will feel better. I have done both and I know what it's like. I will tell you that personally, I will not really go overseas unless I am flying business class at this point. It's just the time it takes me to recoup is worth all the money in the world to just be ready to get there, be refreshed, and hit the ground running. It's also important because obviously there's food. Obviously they give you stuff like blankets and eye masks and earplugs and all that good stuff. But it's just really the personal experience for my own health and well-being, especially when you travel a lot and you're going back and forth really fast. My body just doesn't have time to recuperate. So I definitely pay for it in a monetary way, but I figure it's better than paying for it in a health way. That's just me. So before you go, load up yourself with music. I'm not a fan of books for European travel, and I'll get to that and sort of see how this pans out. Music or audio podcasts or audio books, all that stuff loaded up. The reason is when you get on the plane, you want to sleep the whole way. You don't want to be distracted by the movies. You don't want to be distracted by books and reading or your laptop. You got to sleep, but let me get to that in a bit. The other thing is definitely bring an eye cover or an eye mask. People think it looks dorky. I don't care. It blocks out everything, and I love it. If you're not flying business class, which you should, bring a blanket and a pillow. You can get inflatable ones or soft travel pillows. Soft travel blankets rather. I do recommend you go to travel stores. They have them in almost every major city. And you know, the backpackers and those people really know how to be efficient with space and stuff. And they've got pillows and blankets and all sorts of things you can check out. They've got foldable zipper pillows and really cool stuff. So check that out if you need to have that. And earplugs, if you're not going to use your iPod or anything like that to sleep the whole way through, I definitely recommend grabbing some earplugs as well. Okay, so here's the rules of travel. One is do not eat on the plane, even if you're in business class. The rule is you eat a couple hours before your flight. You want to get on that flight and go right to bed. The only thing I do recommend is bring a large bottle of water. Just make sure you buy it past security check gate. You don't want to be in a position where they're going to toss it before you even get a chance to take a sip. So definitely do that. Let the stewardesses, let the airline flight attendants, whatever they're called now, let them know that you do not want to be disturbed under any circumstances. Do not disturb you, do not wake you up. You want to sleep the whole time. So here's the thing. put on the eye mask, put on your iPhone, iPod, iPhone, whatever, go to sleep. If you're like, I can't sleep on a plane, fine. Play a little game, and here's the game. It's called You're Not Allowed to Open Your Eyes Until You're There. And that's literally what I do. I will put on the eye mask, put on my headphones, I will lie back, and I'll say to myself, you can listen to music, you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to audiobooks, but you are not allowed to open your eyes. You're not allowed to wait, because you do need that rest. People think that, oh, it's just, it's a long flight. It's not a long flight. Most European flights are 6 or 7 hours. That's not a full night's rest. We're just about maybe if you're sleeping from, beginning to end. So you need to do that. The other rule I've heard from many health professionals is that 2 hours of just lying down comfortably and quietly is equivalent to 1 hour of sleep. So at least you're getting some form of relaxation. You're trying to at least put your body to a certain degree at ease. Drink lots of water. Make sure you're drinking a ton, and just, if you can, just drink. Now, obviously, if you're really not sleeping, you're having a hard time, walk a little bit and stretch, but keep your body in a state of relaxation. It is really, really important. When you arrive, my general rule is you check into the hotel right away and grab a quick 15 to 20 minute nap. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a real refresher. Get up, shower. Once that's done, this is the important part, hit the streets. By feet, no cabs, no cars. Start walking. You want to get your blood circulating going. You want vitamin D. Natural vitamin D comes from the sun. At least 15 to 20 minutes of a nice brisk walk to really bring in the air, refresh you, get you going. Then you can do your work, whatever you want to do, that's fine. In terms of the evening, I recommend taking it easy, not a heavy meal. Make sure that you go to sleep at a regular hour for yourself. If you find it's like 8 p.m. and you're exhausted, that's fine. Remember the rule, lying down is fine. Go back to your room, watch some TV, lie down, try and get yourself to sleep and try and get yourself into that regular schedule. That's basically it. There's obviously a ton more that I'm sure I'll think about, or if you have something to add, there's a comment section right below. Make sure to add stuff so you can help us all be better. My name is Mitch Joel for Man on the Go. You can find me at www.twistimage.com. That's it, /blog. My blog, podcast, and book are all called 6 Pixels of Separation. And thanks again to Chris Brogan for giving me a platform to share all my nerdy travel stuff with you. Have a great day.